Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
And it is Thursday, so you know what that means. Another installment of Obituary.
Yes. And Thursdays are like our Fridays, and I just love it.
We've got that Friday feeling today. We've been chilling. We've been hanging.
TGIT. You know what I mean?
TGIT.
Well, I'm mustard and you're ketchup.
Yeah, we're mustard and ketchup today. I love the vibes we got going. I wore red in honor of my girl.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else. I'm like, what?
Okay, there's a lot that's been going on. I just had my dad here for Supercross.
Yes.
So much fun. I love hosting so much, and I've loved like this whole month. We've had people here every single weekend, but I'm excited because this weekend it's not that. This weekend we're going somewhere.
Time. Oh yeah, you guys are going to Palm Springs.
We're going down to Palm Springs. I'm really excited because I haven't been down to the house for a while, and it's supposed to be real sunny and nice there.
I know, and it's going to be your last
visit.
hurrah there.
Yeah, we got to do an obituary for the Palm Springs house.
Okay, next
That'll be my side bitch.
We had one of Cisco's friends stayed with us this last weekend. We showed him the substance. He had never seen it. We're like, no, you have to watch it. And his mind was blown. And he was like, oh my God, like, is this how it feels to be a woman? And I'm like, well, not how it feels to be a woman, but like the pressure of like beauty standards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I know a handful of people that would absolutely take the substance, including myself. No, I really want to be the final substance monster.
The blob.
Yes, for Halloween. But I would have to have somebody like craft it.
Yeah.
But okay, we also watched a documentary on Tom Green. It was very random. He like now lives in Canada and has this like beautiful, like he lives in a log cabin and he has a farm and like has a really serene, peaceful life. But it like went through his early life, and he was really the first person to have a podcast.
His like broadcasting.
He did like, it was called like Web-O-Vision or something.
Okay.
He did it in his home in LA. He had like people come on and he would broadcast it on the internet when the internet was new. And he fully was like the first podcaster.
Was it a video show?
It was video.
So he was like the first YouTuber.
Yeah.
Kind of.
But before YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he had like a show on public access and then on MTV, and then saw that the internet was starting to like boom. So we have Tom Green to thank.
Wow.
I know.
Thanks, Tom Green.
I know.
I just remember that movie. I don't.
Freddie Got Fingered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember that he was briefly married to Drew Barrymore.
He was with Drew Barrymore, yeah, together with her.
And then their house burnt down.
Oh my God.
Remember that?
No.
Yeah, their house burnt down.
Oh.
I know I saw something about it. We also went to a silversmithing.
Oh my
workshop.
gosh, yes.
So that was one. I feel like I love an experience gift, and the champ loves an experience gift. And so that was one of my gifts to him for Christmas this year, was to go to this silversmith and make our own rings, which was so fun.
I love it.
I should have worn it for today.
I know.
But I felt like gold just went better.
Went better with the vibe.
Yeah. Well, I'm such a gold person.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get more into silvers.
I'm a gold person too, but my wedding and engagement rings are rose gold. And so now I wear rose gold, and then I have a necklace from Cisco that's multi. It's like rose, silver, and gold. It's the Virgin Mary. So I don't know.
Because you guys are just such Catholics.
We're such Catholics. No, but every time that I would get on an airplane when we would travel, he wears a Virgin Mary, and he would always give it to me to wear. And then he would, every time I like went on a trip, he'd always give me a little blessing.
Aww.
But other than that, yeah, we're not practicing anything but little superstitions, you know?
Yeah.
Or you know what? I think saints are probably real.
Okay.
I mean, think about how much faith we put into it when we lose something.
Yeah. I do the Tony look around
That's what
all
I'm
the
saying.
time. Yeah.
St.
St.
Anthony.
Anthony.
Well, I do have some funeral drama
Love funeral drama.
that I would like to get into. I know it's a little early into the show, but I just feel like we need to hear this.
Let's hear it.
Okay. So we got an email and it says, "Hey, Spencer, Madison, and all the puppies. I've been listening to both Obituary and Cult Leader ever since the Morbid collab, and I can't get enough."
Oh my God. Thank you.
Thank you. You don't have to mention my name, but I love you all. And if you ever read this, it will make me so freaking happy. And then at the end, because I had read through this, they say English is my second language, so excuse the chaotic grammar. We'll try to fill in if there's anything missing.
Okay.
They said, "I wanted to write in, and now I finally feel like I can talk about this with a little distance. My dad passed away almost 2 years ago, and it was sudden and unexpected."
I'm sorry.
I know. Just to bring you up to speed with my family situation, my dad married his girlfriend in 2019, and no one really understood why. Basically, she made him do it, and he went along, I'm guessing to show her he was serious about this relationship. I never really liked this lady. Let's call her Miranda. My personal nickname for her is Toad, as she looks like one.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I love that. Miranda was very self-centered. Not an outdoorsy woman like my dad. They didn't have much in common. She was a wannabe madame, but was trash.
Shit.
Important to note that my dad was on a board of this company and she was a secretary there. During COVID, Miranda was laid off and my dad had to fire a lot of workers, and he himself wasn't sure how long he's going to stay at the company. As a workaholic, it put him into depression and stress. He stopped eating, started drinking, and was in constant stress. Now enters my mom. The craziest thing is that my mom's name is also Miranda, and her last name she was using was still my dad's last name.
Oh, wow.
Let's say Jones. So both Miranda Jones. So now we have this newly married Miranda Jones, and my mom is also Miranda Jones. My mom got close to my dad because she struggled with depression throughout her life and knew what it was like. She tried to help my dad as much as she could, but unfortunately he passed away in 2022. The entire starving himself and drinking and all got worse and worse. His wife moved out and barely communicated with him since he lost his charm, physical strength, and the well-paying job. Even when we all tried to help him, he went to the hospital one day for a blood transfusion and never came home.
Oh.
I flew from the U.S. to the Czech on the first flight I could once I found out he was hospitalized, but I didn't make it on time.
Oh.
It was the worst day of my life.
Been there. It does suck.
Have been there, yeah.
Terrible.
I was in shock and disbelief. I lost my father, who was only 54 years old. Not only did this bitch have his death notices printed, but the funeral arrangements ready not even 24 hours after he passed.
Wow.
She also had her hair freshly done, nails, and all. My brother and I met with her to go over what needs to be done, but she already did it all, not even mentioned she picked the songs for the funeral, and didn't even bother to ask us.
Wow.
His death notice only said, "With sorrow, the wife Miranda Jones and family." What?
That's actually so fucking crazy.
Diabolical.
I would rage.
I know.
I can't even imagine.
I can't either. In Czech, we always include the names of all the living family members and the relationships. My dad's mother and brother were still living and both of his kids. The reason she had to say wife is because she didn't want people to think it was my mom. On his casket was a large wreath with a ribbon that said, "Miranda Jones, wife."
Are you kidding me?
That's fucking wild.
I would have ripped that shit off immediately.
Well, I would have said, "Let's save this for your casket." Okay? Why would it say your name? That's so wild.
That is well, because she's a fucking narcissist weirdo.
Gold digger. Again, she didn't want anyone to think it was for my mom. She wore these massive black glasses, and it was all giving Hollywood 101 drama performance.
I can't handle that.
She wanted to spread my dad's ashes in some random meadow in God knows where, to which us, the family, had to stop her since we do have a family burial plot with gravestones where my dad's father's ashes are buried, so he will go there as well. If this asshole woman was in charge, we wouldn't even have his remains in place to go visit him. I couldn't believe it. I'm not even going to bother with the inheritance process. It was an absolute mess. As you can guess, she didn't want to miss a dime.
Wow.
I never knew I'd lose a parent this early, and it still breaks my heart every day. Especially now when I have a daughter and I know he would absolutely love to spend time with her. He loved kids so much. But here we are. Luckily, I won't ever have to see that selfish, gold-digging piece of garbage woman ever again. Love you all. Take care and be careful who you marry, I guess.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, be careful.
Be careful. And I'm so sorry for your loss. And I'm even sorrier that she has the same name as your mom.
I know.
Because I would love to just put her on blast here.
So would I.
Everyone to know exactly who she is.
Oh, God. Okay.
I found a group on Reddit that's kind of like Am I the Asshole, but it's a group called Am I Overreacting?
Oh.
So it's kind of like another spin on it, but very similar.
Okay.
But I saw this post, and so I just had to share it because it says, Am I overreacting? My husband wants his benefits to go to his sister.
Okay.
It says, let me begin by saying, my husband, 30, and I, 31, operate with a very dark sense of humor. I was in the middle of making dinner when my husband commented that an ingredient I was putting in the dinner was gross, and I made a, yeah, so I can poison you and collect the life insurance joke.
Okay.
He then revealed that if he does have anything left of his life insurance from his time in the military, he intends for it to go to his sister. In his words, if we had kids, it'd be different, but you're independent. You make enough to support yourself. My sister's struggling and has 2 kids. Now, he is correct. I do make enough to support myself. It's probably the only reason his finances haven't brought about a divorce. His continued irresponsibility, financial and otherwise, is the reason we don't have kids. And I think part of why I'm so annoyed is because this felt like yet another, you're depriving me of children jab. I don't need his money or care about his money. If I did, again, we probably would not have made it this far. But I guess on principle, it bothers me.
Yeah.
To be fair, I do have my dad set up as the beneficiary of my life insurance to ensure that my affairs are in order should anything happen due to aforementioned irresponsibility. But it has been discussed and it is understood that after my affairs are taken care of, the remainder will be dispersed to my husband, potentially via trust if it has substantial value.
Yeah.
Is this stupid since I don't want the money anyway? I guess I just feel like it was designed to make an unnecessary jab at my resistance to have kids with someone who has only done chores the past several weeks because he's been out of work, can barely pay his bills when he does have a job, not to mention a rather costly pending court case.
What's the court case?
I don't know. We don't
Oh,
know.
God. No, you're not overreacting at all. That would hurt my feelings.
Everyone in the comments was like, leave him.
Yes.
They were like, you need to leave him.
Like, that's fucked up.
If you're married,
that's one benefit of being married is the life insurance. I mean,
oh shit, watch out,
I don't mean it like that.
No,
I mean
but
it like
it's that safety net. You're in it together.
Well, why else would you get life insurance?
Yeah, I mean, well, I think a lot of people get life insurance through jobs. Like I've had life insurance through jobs before, and I've always put like my siblings or my.
But now you would put your partner.
Yeah, 100%. Well, don't tell him that either. If I mysteriously disappear. No, but yeah, I think it's like that is something completely to overreact to.
Yeah, absolutely. And if he is doing it to hurt you, that's a double whammy.
And just, he sounds like a loser.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Everyone's got fucking everything to say these days, but
Right.
I'm sorry. If he's not able to pay his bills, if he is constantly dealing with work issues and whatnot, he doesn't sound like somebody that you should have a child with.
And I would love to see the court case because I guarantee it's something stupid.
Or probably over a job or something.
Yeah.
Come on, who knows? Anyway, no. And I think the husband's the asshole. I know it's not an am I the asshole?
Right. No, yeah.
Definitely is. Okay. And then the second one says, am I the asshole for demanding my guest bedroom?
Demanding my guest bedroom.
Yes.
Okay.
It says, I, 24 female, and my sister, 30 female, inherited a very nice apartment from our parents in Soho. Their will sort of just said it's up to us how we split it up. We sort of decided that because it's in the family trust, just to both use it how we saw fit. 2 years ago, my sister got a job in Manhattan and moved there with her family, 2 kids and husband.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I am going to grad school in the city and I want to live there as well. It's basically free, which is super helpful with student loans.
Yeah.
My sister moved into the master bedroom and she gave her 2 kids her old bedroom and the guest room. The master bedroom and the guest room both have their own bathrooms. My old bedroom from when we stayed there with our parents is pretty small, but I loved it at the time because it was never our primary residence. Now, I want to live in the guest room with the restroom, as I'm now an adult, and have my niece move to my old room. My sister is saying it's unfair to move my 8-year-old niece out, but I don't think so because it's my apartment just as much as it's hers, and she already moved to the master, which, even though it's much nicer, I have no issues with.
Yeah.
On a side note, I also requested my father's old office, which her husband uses while she uses my mom's. My mom's has 2 desks and is objectively the most beautiful room in the whole apartment. As a student, probably going to have to work a couple separate jobs to pay for my education. It would be really nice to have a desk to do homework on. My brother-in-law is also a stay-at-home dad and mainly uses the office for gaming.
Oh, this is crazy. Okay.
Am I the asshole for wanting to use our apartment like this?
No, I don't think so at all. I think make it fun for the 8-year-old. We're moving rooms and Auntie is moving in.
Yeah.
Make it fun. Don't make it a fucking issue.
An
And
8-year-old...
it's half of your residence.
Yeah. An 8-year-old should not have a say in that situation whatsoever. She's entitled to half.
Fuck around a little too fucking close to the sun, that sister, and she's gonna have to fucking buy it from her. Buy her half.
Yeah. Fuck around the sun, man.
Get a little too close to the sun and you're going to get burned.
I saw someone laid it out really well in the comments. They were just like, the issue is that your sister immediately acted like she was entitled to the entire place and moved her family there. Like,
yeah.
No.
And perspective is everything. I mean, this gift that you both were given, you guys should be fucking grateful and accommodating.
Uh-huh. And she added an edit that said, thanks for all the help. Just want to answer some of your questions. There was no real agreement on how to split it up because my parents died pretty suddenly and the will hadn't been edited in a while. The trust covers property taxes. Some people asked about loans and stuff, but when I turn 25 in 11 months, I'll get access to some of the cash assets and I should be able to pay off everything, so it's not that big of a deal. I also don't want to sell the apartment if possible because my mother spent so much time on it and I miss her a lot, and you can see her touch in all the furniture and stuff. So, yeah, it seems like sentimental and it just seems like absolutely not.
Yeah. God, I hate that.
I know.
I mean,
money makes everything worse in those types of situations. Like, it doesn't matter if you have a little or you have a lot. It's going to get messy when you pass away.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. God.
I just hate it.
I know. But imagine a little apartment in Soho.
Cute.
It sounds beautiful. How many fucking rooms? And in New York, especially in Soho.
And I think there's like at least, it's like a 4-bedroom apartment.
Wow.
2 offices. Oh my God. Live it up, babe. And it wasn't their primary residence.
Oh, these are rich people problems, honey.
You know what? Actually.
These are champagne problems, okay?
They are, but they're still problems.
They are. Yes.
Well, I know I am up first this week, which means you should have a little side bitch for us.
I should. Let's see. Yes, I do. This was actually sent into us, and it reminded me of, how we talked about Bionic Barbie and her funeral for her arm?
Uh-huh.
So a Geoff sent in a funeral for, oh my God.
Oh, okay, she's trying to get her apartment in Soho.
I know. God, put me on the life insurance, please. Okay, it says Madison and Spencer. As a woman from the southern U.S., I've long had fears about accessing health care in the event of a miscarriage or other reproductive health crisis, which, side note, is absolutely insane.
Fucking insane.
It's awful. After a particularly bad health scare, I made the decision to pursue tubal ligation. My husband and friends supported me, and with their support, I decided to throw a funeral for my fertility.
I love that.
We had an altar to pray for / send vibes to women and other people with uteruses struggling to access health care, a reading of the obituary, and fabulous all-black attire. As a recent Geoff who's catching up on the archives, I thought you may like this joint obituary for Lucretia and Rosalina, my left and right fallopian tubes.
I love it.
Lucretia and Rosalina passed away peacefully on December 11th, 2024. The ladies, left and right for short, lived for 34 years as best friends and business partners, building a business delivering eggs on an alternating monthly basis. I love it. Despite regularly having issues.
Wait. Does one side do one month and then one side do the other?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Why I was told, like, hormonal acne, like, for women, it's usually on, like, the chin area. I was told that, like, whatever side you get it on is what
side.
I mean, I'm sure that's an old
You're laying
tale.
the egg?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I know.
That's truly something that I didn't know.
I know.
Huh.
It all hurts for me. So, despite regularly having issues with on-time delivery, their businesses succeeded tremendously due to a lack of competition. They were beautiful friends, roommates, and partners who remained together even in death.
Oh.
In lieu of flowers, the family requests donations to charities benefiting women's health care. If you read this on the pod, please only use my first name. Thank you for the hours of enjoyment. Love, Victoria.
Victoria, we're here for any sort of obituary for an appendage or appendages.
Appendages, and I mean, it is such a fucking serious thing. It is so scary, but that was so beautifully written and so creative.
Yeah.
Like, I loved it.
I just love any sort of funeral, too, that's not for something real.
Well, it's real,
well, I mean,
but like
real,
a
but you know what I mean.
Body. Yeah. I love that. Incredible, right?
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I'll tell you what had me spinning in my coffin.
All right.
We'll be right back.
And we're back. Spencer, what had you spinning in your coffin this week?
Well, this week's coffin spinner might sound a little out there. It's not something that maybe you would immediately associate with obituary, but baby, we've got a connection. We've got several connections because today we're talking about the dark history of ventriloquism. The dark history.
Yeah, wait, no, I'm like, this absolutely fits because we had puppets for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were ventriloquist. We've dabbled.
We've thrown our hat in the ring before.
We've thrown our voices.
So ventriloquist dolls are rightfully, they're terrifying.
They
on
are.
Their own,
they are.
Thanks to countless horror movies and television shows and just, I mean, they're scary.
They are scary.
Like any old doll, honestly.
By the way, this weekend, I went and saw my parents. And I was in their attic. No one's been up there in years, decades. Guess what was up there?
Dolls.
Raggedy Ann and Andy.
Oh, no. That's the Conjure, or what is it? Lorraine. Annabelle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, the original Annabelle doll. Yeah.
They were up there chilling.
No, burn them. But yeah, I mean, I feel like there's so many movies where they like come to life or they're like cursed or anything like that.
Well, I think of Saw too.
Yeah.
That little guy. He's like
Yeah. Like a little dummy.
Yeah.
Well, learning about the origins of ventriloquist dolls had me feeling like these suckers are more ominous than I could have ever even imagined.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll hit the basics first. The dolls are typically referred to as dummies, which I'm like, that's probably why they're so pissed off. Okay.
Yeah.
You call me. But the act of ventriloquism is all about the operator of the dummy being able to throw their voice.
Mm-hmm.
The practice actually dates back to ancient Greece and
Oh.
is originally deeply intertwined with religion.
Oh, when I think of ventriloquism, I think of I Love Lucy. I think of kitschy
Yeah.
1950s.
Well, it was super popular then, and we'll get into that as we go through the history. But the name itself stems from the Latin words venter for belly and loci for speech.
Belly speech.
Those in ancient Greece who practiced ventriloquism were referred to as engastromyths or gastromancers. And the practice is sometimes referred to as gastromancy, which is defined as the divination of interpreting stomach sounds. And this was actually one of the earliest forms of fortune telling as well.
Whoa.
So they thought that like you could listen and interpret sounds from someone's stomach and that like it was telling you something.
Girl, these people.
But before that, it was again more of like a religious practice. And Pythia or Pythia, the high priestess at the temple of Apollo in Delphi, supposedly listened to people's stomach rumblings, believing that they were the word of God. And so she was like
Girl.
listening to someone's stomach, and it'd be like, and she'd be like,
oh my God.
God says you're going to get smathed.
It's like those people that will do like, I don't know if it's like energy work or what, or they're like mediums or what, but they burp.
Oh, yeah.
They're like
releasing the energy. Yeah.
You're like, fuck.
You're like, girl, okay. By the late 1700s, ventriloquism was all the rage, and it had fully gone from this fortune telling prophetic messaging system to a form of entertainment for people.
Mhm.
And comedians and other types of like vaudeville entertainers, obviously, vaudeville was like later on, but they began using puppets and voice throwing techniques in their acts to impress crowds. And honey, the crowds ate it up.
So fun.
They loved it. But I also was reading that a lot of the early ventriloquists were like, they were using their hands at first, like before puppets. So they were just like,
I love that.
But throughout the 1800s and up through the 1960s, people went nuts for ventriloquism. Though it's waned in popularity in recent years, I think I thought of two examples from our kind of era of growing up, which are Mr. Woodchuck from Full House. Remember Uncle Joey had Mr.
Oh,
Woodchuck?
yes, yes, yes.
And then also Triumph, the insult comic dog.
Yes, love him, but also Little Lamb.
Lamb Chop.
Lamb Chop.
Yes.
Remember, wasn't Little Lamb the show?
I don't
was
remember.
it Lamb Chop?
I think it was just Lamb Chop. Loved Lamb Chop.
Loved Lamb Chop.
Little floppy eyelashes and all.
So cute.
Well, nowadays there's all kinds of variety of puppets, but it's what they were using way back in the day that's pretty chilling.
Okay. Oh.
So, well, you'll hate this first one probably. According to an article in Atlas Obscura, in 150 AD, a man called Alexander of Abonotekes captivated contemporaries when he discovered a talking serpent with a human head.
Oh, hate it.
Not so captivated was the skeptical writer Lucian, who declared that the head was made from linen, mounted on a snake's body, and made to speak through a tube operated by a concealed assistant.
I hate it.
While not technically ventriloquism, it was an early use of a dummy to focus the audience's attention on a miraculous voice.
Oh, Lord.
But you'll love this.
Okay.
So guess who got so offended by a ventriloquist once that he had them executed?
King Henry. The Eighth? Really?
Yep.
Tell me.
That's right. Bitch ass King Henry VIII. This story it's fucking wild. So basically there was a woman named Elizabeth Barton, and she was a super well-known nun that apparently practiced ventriloquism as a form of receiving prophecies. She got a prophetic vision during a ventriloquist session that King Henry VIII should not marry Anne Boleyn.
Oh, for Anne's sake.
Uh-huh.
I wish he followed through with that.
Well, she made the grave mistake of telling this to King Henry, who was so pissed off that he had her hanged immediately, and then he proceeded to marry Anne Boleyn, and then, as we know, he fucking beheaded her. So
wow.
maybe he should have listened to that nun instead of, having her killed.
Yeah,
she was right.
She was right.
She was right. The act of ventriloquism has also been seen by some as demonic throughout history.
Okay.
Going back to that article from Atlas Obscura, they added, quote, Christianity took a particularly dim view of ventriloquism in the 16th century when witch trials swept through Europe, believing it was to be regarded a practice spawned by hell itself. Disgruntled God-fearers believed mysterious voices emanated from any number of holes in the ventriloquist's body, from the vagina to the nostrils. Sometimes even other animals found their way into the body. An account of the possession of a boy in 1500s England declared baying hounds could be heard in his stomach.
Oh my God.
So they thought like other entities were like inside of these people, which is so crazy. Imagine being a ventriloquist back then, like just doing your little thing and they're like,
yeah, this is fun. And
we know something's in there. We know what's in there. It's honestly wild, but I was looking for more info and I was scouring the newspaper archives, and ventriloquism was everywhere. Like the 1800s throughout the 1920s, there are so many advertisements for ventriloquist acts.
Really?
There's a lot of newspapers that it feels so dumb now, but they were posting these like exposés on ventriloquists, like they were exposing them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we've got you. We went and figured out how it works.
Oh, stupid.
There was one headline I came across from the September 1st, 1911 edition of the Ledger Star, and it said, "Tricks of a ventriloquist. Man with a second voice has fun at the expense of bystanders."
Oh, you guys are all idiots for not seeing it.
Seeing it for what it is.
You guys are the dummies.
I feel like once we got into like the 1910s, 1920s, 1930s, they started to kind of look more like the ventriloquist dummies that we would see now, or that we think of when we see ventriloquist dolls. But yeah, prior to that, they were like either using like their hand, or some would use a sock, or they would use little, I don't know, different kinds of little puppets.
So interesting.
But now we get to my favorite story of ventriloquism past, and this is the story of a man named Alexander Vladimir, also known as Monsieur Alexander.
Ooh.
And this guy is wild. He has like the wildest story. This is him.
Oh, just a little old man.
So Alexander, he was trained as a surgeon in France, I think when he was like in his teens.
Oh, wow.
Like his late teens. Well, I don't know if they had the same
I know.
prerequisites as now. But I guess he wasn't allowed to receive his diploma because, well, the cadavers that he was like learning on and working on during surgical exercises always seemed to have something to say.
No.
It's alleged that Alexander was using the corpses as a ventriloquism act. So like while he was like doing things, he was throwing his voice in classes and stuff.
And people believed it.
They're like, what's going on
ate it
here?
Up.
Well, apparently when he was a kid, as young as 7, it says, he realized he was really good at throwing his voice. And well, medical school didn't appreciate it. But still, he did end up getting to practice medicine. When he was 18, he was put in charge of over 300 soldiers that had become infected with typhus. I guess he went and helped them out and was like helping them try and clear their infections and like just monitoring their overall health, which led him to somehow following them to Berlin, where after he was done helping them, he found himself there, and he was kind of having some financial difficulties at the time, so he started performing as a ventriloquist, Monsieur Alexander, and he ended up having this insane career as a famed ventriloquist from 1815 through 1835. He performed for royalty and crowds in over 550 cities.
Wow. Oh my God, I would love to have been in one of his classes. Like, Oh,
we would have ate it up. I would love to actually just go see a ventriloquist now. I feel like it'd be so campy and funny.
yeah. I know we've gone to puppet shows like the Bob Barker.
Oh my God, we
theater,
have the Bob Barker marionette.
But not any ventriloquism.
No, we're lacking something.
We are.
We're lacking that culture.
Should we
try it?
Try it. We've got the puppets.
I mean, we don't know how to shut the fuck up ever, so it might be good. But okay, so Alexander went on to become super wealthy, and he started befriending like all these super famous artists and actors and stuff at the time. And after retiring, he dedicated his entire life to philanthropic efforts and is widely known for helping popularize public libraries. He
I love that.
Blew them into the spotlight.
How?
Well, so when he was going around doing his ventriloquist acts, like going on tour, he noticed that a lot of libraries had multiple sets of the same book that were unused, while other institutions lacked resources.
Okay.
And he believed that libraries should exchange materials with each other to enrich their collections and make knowledge more widely available.
Okay, love him.
And he also saw that a lot of people didn't have access to books because a lot of libraries in the past were private or they were restricted to like scholars and other members of the elite.
Yeah.
And so he developed and promoted this system for exchanging books, scientific reports, and basically his whole duty was like encouraging libraries, museums, universities to swap any duplicate books that they had.
Wow.
So that they could make their way. And he was also a big advocate for free public libraries as just kind of a greater good for society.
Cool. He sounds like he's just a nice guy, has a good sense of humor.
Yeah, and he, I mean, he truly had such an interesting journey going from, like, he loved ventriloquism as a child, and then he's like, okay, I'll go to med school. And then he's like, okay, you know, I'm doing that, and it somehow led him back to ventriloquism, which was his true calling, it seems.
Sounds like it.
And then he becomes just this super great guy going and like expanding all these public libraries. He was like pressuring the government, like, no, you need to like pay for some of these public libraries so people have access to this stuff.
At a vote or something, like
all in favor say aye, and they're all like
aye.
But I was like, why isn't he more of like a well-known guy, you know? Despite all of his contributions, he's largely sort of become forgotten in history. And so it's
oh no.
Who said that? It's cool though. It's like I feel like he should be honored and he should be more of like a well-known name. Because not only was he a sick ventriloquist, but he's helped so many people with public libraries.
Yeah. Why don't you, in honor of him, look into the camera and give your best ventriloquist audition?
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when you come back, we'll hear what had you spinning in your coffin. We'll be right back. And we're back. All right, girly, what had you spinning in your coffin this week?
Well, about 60 or so episodes ago, which sounds crazy.
Okay.
But I went back and looked. I talked all about upright burials. Do you remember that? That was one of my favorite things. Like people buried standing up. But before we have a burial, we have to die, right?
That is so true.
So deep, I know. What about the people that die standing up?
What about them?
Is it even possible?
You tell me.
How does one die standing up? And what I mean by that is like, do people die standing up and stay standing up?
Okay.
You ever thought about that? This is going to be a weird coffin spinner because this is one of those like, just one of my thoughts.
Like, yeah. Like a horse.
Yeah. I want to dive into this and see if it's even a possibility and then get into some terrible incidents, unfortunately.
Okay.
But like upon posing this question to myself, I truly didn't think that it was possible. Because from what we know about dying at the time of death, when our heart stops beating and blood circulation stops, our muscles start to relax.
Yeah.
And our bodies can fall or slump if we're sitting or standing. Then I was like, okay, well, rigor mortis sets in. So maybe it could happen. Like bodies start to stiffen up, but that kind of doesn't happen until the 2 to 6 hour mark. And then even then, that only lasts like 24 to 48 hours.
Right.
So it seems impossible to me for one to remain standing after death.
Yeah, I feel like they'd have to be like in an apparatus or something.
Yeah. Well, I then started scouring the internet and ended up on Quora.com, the like question website.
Yeah.
And there was a thread about this that I found interesting. And I felt like, okay, I'm not the only one who has these thoughts. Someone posed the question, is it scientifically possible for a man to die standing up without collapsing to the ground upon his death? And there were quite a few answers that were really interesting. One person said, my father died on May 10th, 2015. They found him in the bathroom standing with his hands on the counter in front of the sink.
How?
When the police entered the residence, they could see him standing in the bathroom.
I feel like you'd have to be kind of
leaning.
Or like in, yeah.
It says he'd been dead for over 18 hours, so it's possible. Then another person said, well, my cousin just found her father dead in his house, and he was still standing at the kitchen sink where he apparently suffered a heart attack.
See, that person probably Googled if this was possible, or Googled dying standing up after having that experience.
Yeah. It says he still had latex dishwashing gloves on. He was leaning forward a little bit, and the countertop was actually holding him up. So, yeah, it's possible and has happened. Could you fucking imagine?
No.
It's wild.
Kind of love a stand-up.
I kind of love, I know, I was like looking at Alexander Hamilton quotes because he was the one who said, if you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for everything.
And we stand for everything.
We stand for it all. One other person said, yes, my adult daughter died on her feet of unknown but suspected causes. She suffered from seizures for decades. The night before she passed away, she told them that she felt a horrible seizure coming on. I wanted to take her to the hospital, but she refused. She took her meds and went to bed. I held her and told her that I loved her. The next morning, I found her standing by the bed with her torso on the bed and her arms outstretched above her head as though she had been stretching.
Her hands were above her head?
Mm-hmm.
So she's standing there.
Hands above her head. They said she must have died instantly, but because she had a myriad of health issues, we don't know what ultimately took her life. We think it was most likely a seizure.
That's like being like on a roller coaster.
I know. So it seems that these specific incidences, though, it was possible because the body could lean against a surface.
Yeah, that's what I picture.
Right?
Just picturing someone just standing being dead feels crazy.
It feels crazy, but we're going to get to a couple things. But I found it fascinating because I would think that a person's knees would buckle, even if they're leaning against something, and they would fall, right?
Well, with those ankles, we already know
I'm
she'd
not
be on
standing.
the floor.
I'm barely standing alive. I know. My ankles would be broken. After death, they'd break. Yeah. God. Okay, but then I found a news article. A couple of them.
Okay.
And I could have put in so many. I was having a ball the other night writing this.
Okay.
I mean, it's awful. Somebody died. But could you imagine just finding your loved one standing?
No.
Dead and gone. Good Lord. Okay. In 2012, there was a man who lived in West Sussex, and his name was Andrew Evans, and there's news articles. There's nude footage of this. No, there's news.
Show me to me.
Show me to me. There's news articles of this. He was 35 years old.
Oh.
One day, you don't even know what happened yet. One day his friend showed up to his house and saw Andrew standing in his kitchen through the window.
Okay.
And his friend, it'd be like if you were standing right here and I was in the window.
Right.
And his friend was like, Andrew, like, hello, I'm here. Like, let me in. And he could see Andrew's hand in the kitchen cabinet like he was reaching for something. He never answered, so the friend let himself in and realized that Andrew was not breathing. He was dead, standing up in the kitchen. It turns out that Andrew was incredibly intoxicated.
Oh, no.
He was 4 times the legal driving limit. So at the autopsy, they determined his blood alcohol level. He apparently had a head injury before his death, blacked out while reaching into the cabinets, died and leaned against the cabinets, and I guess rigor mortis set in, kept him upright, and that's how he was found.
That is terrifying.
The death was ruled accidental, but the coroner said that it was bizarre and that he died from asphyxia of the lungs. So,
like maybe he threw up or something while he was standing up and choked on it, or
maybe. Okay, I'll put this in the little thing, but I just love kind of an older like news reporting. We have this from Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton man says he saw someone standing next to his car, and then he realized that man was dead. Police say 61-year-old Larry Shoulders died of natural causes. He was standing straight up. The man was leaving for work early yesterday morning when he found the body. We checked on Shoulders, and he realized that he didn't have a pulse. The man pulled the body to the sidewalk, tried to do CPR, but it was too late.
Oh, that's
Larry
crazy.
Shoulders, yeah. Standing at his car. Then we have from 1962 from the Daily World, man found dead, standing erect in 6 feet of water.
Oh my God.
A man was found dead Friday. This is in New York. The body of Roderick J. Bertrand, 61, was recovered when searchers noticed a hat in the Great Chazy River, which runs through his farm. State police said that the hat was still resting on his head. Police theorized that he waded into the water and suffered a heart attack. His feet, they said, settled into the mud, keeping him erect.
So that was, I guess, he was stuck in the mud, kind of.
Yeah, but he didn't like float away, I guess. I don't know. Okay, but then this one from 1911, this is from the Republican and Herald. It says, killed at telephone. Man's dead body found standing rigid. Hartford, Connecticut, July 19th, Arthur H. Ramage of Chestnut Street was found dead standing at the telephone at the Rockville substation of the Connecticut Telephone
Like a
Company.
phone booth?
Like a phone booth. And you know what happened?
What?
He was electrocuted by the phone. Okay, one more, and then I'm going to give kind of an answer.
Okay.
Okay. We have from the New York Times, 1923. Man dead of gas is found standing. Cabinet maker asphyxiated as he grasped footrail of bed for support. So it says, standing on his feet with his hands grasping the rail at the bottom of his bed, Joseph Fried, 50 years old, a cabinet maker, was found dead yesterday in his room on the top floor. Gas escaping from an open jet of a cook stove caused his death, which it is believed to be accidental, but he was found standing gripping the rails of his bed.
Oh, God.
So with all of that said, yes, I do believe that it's possible for a body to remain standing after death, but the circumstances have to be just so. But during my research, the term instantaneous rigor mortis kept popping up.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I looked into it, and it turns out instantaneous rigor mortis is when rigor mortis sets in almost immediately after death.
I didn't even know that could happen.
Yeah. This can happen under certain circumstances, but it's very rare. Some factors include like sudden violent death, so like think like a blow to the head, but also could be a heart attack.
Oh.
Shock and trauma, I guess, can like really disrupt the normal muscle relaxation and just cause you to go into instantaneous rigor mortis. Temperature extremes can do this, so really hot, really cold. Certain substances or poisons can do this.
Oh.
And electrocution can do this.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I feel like when you're like, I don't know, I just feel like when you're electrocuted, it's just...
Yeah. Yeah, totally. This is also called cadaveric spasm. And I read that sometimes it only affects certain muscles. So I also found examples of people dying. And it makes sense when you really think about it. Like, you hear people dying clutching something.
Yeah.
Right? Well,
I'll be clutching my pearls. I'll be holding.
Maybe.
I'm holding my furs like this.
Right.
Take them.
But that is a case of the instantaneous rigor mortis, because if you did die clutching something,
you had the chance.
You'd loosen up, right?
Okay.
Everything would loosen up.
Huh.
But if a part of you went through that instantaneous, then you'd be in rigor mortis instantly holding it.
Damn.
Isn't that crazy? But it can also affect the whole body as well, which explains most of these examples are either heart attack or electrocution.
Yeah.
Or some toxic substance like gas.
The more you know.
The more you know. So that's it. We're standing. But I love the internet. We can just
find anything.
Pose a question and find it.
People have asked it. Well, and honestly, it's, I'll just give that one a standing ovation.
I love that. I really love that. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I would love to see an obituary for someone that was not done standing up.
Oh, you know what? I would, but I have an even better one.
Okay, well, we'll hear yours right after we hear mine.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
And I'm actually obsessed. So my obituary is for a woman who passed away in November, and her name is Mary McGee.
Mary McGee?
A risk-loving motorcycle rider who was often the only woman in the tracks she raced on, and certainly the only one wearing a pink polka dot helmet. Died on November 27th at her home in Gardnerville, Nevada. She was 87 years old.
Oh, I love it.
Her family announced the death on social media, and their statement did not specify a cause, but the Associated Press reported it as complications of a stroke. This is her New York Times obituary. Mm-hmm. McGee died the day before ESPN released Motorcycle Mary, a 22-minute biographical documentary on its YouTube channel.
Motorcycle Mary?
Motorcycle Mary. The movie chronicles McGee's years as one of the few female race car drivers and the sole woman in motorcycle racing. The main talking head is McGee herself. She wears clear spectacles and a cozy purple turtleneck, and her deeply lined face frequently breaks out in a toothy smile. Yet she reveals herself to be motivated by a zest for confronting danger and a fiery self-respect. Her most remarkable achievement in racing came in 1975 when she became the first person, man or woman, to complete the Baja 500 race solo since the race had been founded in 1969. The Baja races, there's also a Baja 1000, cover hundreds of miles off-road in the Baja California peninsula of Mexico. As the temperature surpasses 100 degrees, contestants have to crisscross rocks, bramble, brush, ruts, mountain slips, and desert canyons, and riders are allowed to bring teammates and use sturdy vehicles like pickup trucks. McGee went out by herself in a Swedish motorcycle. Her right shock blew out, her rear wheel lost practically all its spokes, she destroyed her sprockets, and she was pitched into a cactus.
Oh, no.
But if I'm starting a race, she said in the ESPN documentary, I'm going to finish. Out of 365 riders or teams to start the race, McGee came in 17th, becoming the first person to complete it without a partner. She attributed her racing achievements partly to her intense focus. Stay calm, she would tell herself. Twist the throttle. Mary Bernice Connor was born on December 12, 1936, in Alaska. Her father left the family shortly after her birth, and her mother was a nurse who was required to stay in Alaska during World War II because Alaska was considered the possible site of a Japanese invasion. Mary and her older brother Jim were sent away to live with their grandparents in Harper's Ferry, a small town in northeastern Iowa. Her brother taught her to take a deep breath anytime she felt nervous. I learned not to worry, she recalled in the movie. After the war, the family moved to Phoenix, where Mary graduated from high school in 1954. Jim had begun racing cars, and she became a frequent spectator. You want to drive? He asked one day. She thought about it. I wanted to wet my pants, I was so scared, she recalled in the documentary. And still, she took his car around the track. After that, she continued, my motto was, always say yes if someone asks you to go somewhere or do something. Her brother also gave her a tip for achieving full concentration. In the final moments at the starting line, he said, clear your mind of everything except the green flag that signals drivers to go. In 1956, she married Don McGee, a mechanic who also encouraged her to race, and in 1960, she began shifting into motorcycle racing. In 1961, the Arizona Daily Star labeled her the #1 ranked woman sports car driver and commented, Mary has raced in numerous events throughout the nation and is also the only woman to successfully compete against men in road course motorcycle races. At a New Year's Eve party in the early 1960s, the actor and motor racer Steve McQueen mocked McGee's road bike and said she had to come out to the desert. She started going trail riding with friends of his. In road racing, I never really got tired, but out on a damn dirt bike, I was worn out, she later told the website NV Racing News. That's how I started in the dirt. In 1964, her brother was killed in a car crash while racing, and not long after that, McGee got hit head-on by a car on the highway. While being treated at the hospital, she found out she was pregnant, and she later gave birth to a baby boy, though it took her a year to recover from her injuries.
Oh my gosh.
Did that deter me from racing? No, she said in the documentary. Jim would have wanted me to go back. In addition to her pink helmet, she became known for taking her husband and son along with her to races. A widely syndicated news article in 1976 suggested that McGee's story would not seem credible to television viewers. Is the nation really ready for a sitcom about a 6-foot-tall, 38-year-old mother who races motorcycles and pickup trucks over the worst terrain in the world? At the Baja 500, an Ironman trophy was, McGee thought, supposed to go to the first solo finisher. But after the race, the authorities decided it should go to the first solo car driver, a man who finished after McGee.
What?
There wasn't any notoriety about me doing it because I'm a woman, she said in Motorcycle Mary. The achievement went unrecognized for decades. After McGee and her husband divorced in the mid-1970s, she became a sales manager for a motorcyclist magazine, and in her later years, she competed in a woman's over 60 and over 70 races. Motorcycle Mary premiered at the 2024 Tribeca Film Festival in June.
I love her.
Complete information about McGee's survivors was not immediately available, but before she died, hundreds of motorcyclists at Babes in the Dirt, an annual women's dirt bike camping event, watched an outdoor screening of Motorcycle Mary in screaming, tearful ecstasy, according to a first-hand account. That makes me emotional.
Yeah.
When it was over, the women revved their engines into the night sky. We love you, Mary, one shouted. We are you, said another.
Oh.
Another woman in the crowd even went further. I would blow up my engine for you, Mary.
Oh, that's so cool.
Isn't that incredible?
What a cool lady.
Such a cool lady, such a cool life, and what a cool legacy. And I'm glad she unfortunately didn't get all the recognition that she deserved when she should have gotten it.
Yeah.
But I think she knew at the end that she had, done something pretty incredible.
Yeah.
So I really want to watch. I started it, but I didn't get to finish it today.
Can you rent it, or is it on like a streaming thing, or?
It's on their YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can look up Motorcycle Mary and be able to find it. It's 22 minutes, but
oh, cool! I love
cool
that.
Lady.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Sounds like a badass.
A total badass.
Well, I have another cool lady. This lady's name and story kept popping up a ton of different YouTube videos. And I was like, okay, I have to see if she's alive. I started looking into her, and it kept popping up because, we have been on our positive thinking, trying to, manifesting journey.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I'll put on a video on YouTube to fall asleep to.
Uh-huh.
And so I would get recommended ones of this woman, and her name is Helen Hadsell. It's also spelled Helene Hadsell, and she's very hard to find obituary wise because she was a very, very private person.
Okay.
So somebody on LinkedIn wrote a little tribute to her, and it's great, and I want to read it. She has a cool life. It's from Jesse Cook. Shout out Jesse Cook. I linked his LinkedIn. You never know.
You never know.
It says 100 years ago on June 1st, 1924, Helen Hadsell was born in Aberdeen, South Dakota. In 1959, she read Norman Vincent Peale's The Power of Positive Thinking and was inspired to put her newfound knowledge to work. She asked her husband to tell her something that he wanted, and he said that he wanted to win an outboard motor that Coca-Cola was awarding to the person who came up with the best promotion of 25 words or less. The couple's entry was this: I'm a lone wolf fisherman, and Cokes are my silent partners. They contribute no yakety yak, only enjoyment when called upon. Conjuring up all the positivity she could muster, she manifested a win. After that, her life was a long stream of contest prizes and sweepstakes winnings. Her 5,000 plus victories scored her boats, cash, bikes, home appliances, bicycles, cameras, furniture, exotic vacations, and even a 4,300 square foot home in Irving, Texas.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? She entered and won 5,000 contests. According to Hadsell, if you want to win a car, for instance, here's all you need to know. Number 1, remember if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Number 2, inspect the car you want. Go to the dealership. Give it a close look. Take it for a test drive and notice the smell and feel of it. Number 3, imagine owning it. Number 4, expect the winning call. In other words, select it, project it, expect it, collect it.
Bloop.
Then, and this is important, if the winning call doesn't come, do not doubt its inevitability. There is no failure, only a delay in results. Helen Hadsell died on October 30th, 2010. She was 86 years old.
I love it. That so aligns with our way of thinking.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's
just
incredible.
Trusting that good things are coming. And
I mean, we just hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is so incredible.
Oh my God, the YouTube plaques that we're getting.
Oh,
honey.
We have so many plaques.
Don't you see them? They're all here.
I can envision them.
I can envision it. 5,000 contests. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Good for her.
I don't know if she won all 5,000, but she entered all 5,000.
I mean,
so. And she didn't
still a
fear
feat in
entering.
itself.
Yeah.
Still a feat in itself.
So there you have it.
There it is.
Two cool women.
Listen, and if you're thinking, oh, these guys are dumbasses for thinking about believing in manifestation, well, we think you're the dumbasses.
Well, I just think, leave me alone. If I'm going to believe in that, I'm going to believe in it.
And speaking of, we have spun in our coffins.
We have bitched our obituaries.
It means it's time for some dumb-ass criminals.
Who do you got?
Okay, so this is from the Huffington Post, and it came out on January 30th.
Okay.
A woman in Wales has pleaded guilty to wreaking havoc on her boyfriend's ex-girlfriend by repeatedly sending her cyber farts, according to UK media.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Rhiannon Evans, 25, was recently fined and given a restraining order after she admitted harassing her boyfriend's ex by sending her a series of farting videos. Evans sent at least 8 videos to Deborah Prythurch, where she can be seen laughing while placing a camera on her bottom and then passing gas directly into the lens, according to the Daily Post.
Good for her.
It was purely malicious. She was smirking throughout it and found it hilarious, but the victim didn't, Prosecutor Diane Williams reportedly told the courtroom about Evans' gas attacks. Williams said that when Evans was arrested at her home, she admitted to sending the videos and claimed it was because she felt her partner was being treated unfairly. Evans' defense attorney, Harriet Gorst, told the court that there have been some issues between Prythurch and Evans' boyfriend over child contact. At the time she sent these videos, she had some drinks and she sent them. Understanding now this has caused the victim some distress, Gorst said. She sent them without malicious intent. Prythurch said in a victim statement to the court, I would like to feel safe in my home. Evans' fart videos have helped her vent her emotions, but they hurt her bank account. She was fined $373, including $124 in compensation to Prythurch. Account ordered Evans to attend 15 rehabilitation sessions, abstain from drinking for 2 months, and avoid contacting Prythark for 2 years, according
Because
to the Metro.
Farted.
Oh, and so we just want to say, Deborah Prythark, if you're listening. Imagine she is. Imagine she's listening.
She's like,
and
I'll
she's
see
like,
you in court.
she's like sitting at home, just like, doo-doo-doo.
I love this show.
Oh no!
My God, I love it.
We'll send her $100 or whatever.
And 100 farts.
But I'm not going back to rehab.
Oh my God, no. But imagine if we had to go to court because...
Imagine sitting in a courtroom and they pull up a video of you going...
I love it.
The courtroom would be in hysterics.
I would love to go see that.
Imagine being a judge, having to keep a straight face. I'd be like...
How do you not throw it out and just say, girl...
How do you not... Like, I can't imagine, like, hearing the victim statement. I'd be laughing, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I would be laughing. Like, if they came up and they were like, and then I opened my phone and I got another text message from her and it was an audio message and I played it and...
I'd say, get a grip. Send her one back.
Yeah.
The reason she's doing it is because you react like this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
I just loved it.
I love that so much.
Loved it.
So much. I have a really interesting dumbass criminal sent to us.
Okay.
By a Geoff. And it says, first off, babes, I love you guys and the pups. I'm Kira. You can say my name. I appreciate all the hard work you guys put in for our amusement. I love the book. Completely off topic of me hitting the ranch wrestler, but Spence, I'm also a Tacoma dirt biking traditional tattoo girly.
Oh my God. Okay. We'd be besties.
Who is, of course, obsessed with my dog, just like y'all. I went to my town's sketchy little gas station with my boyfriend.
Love a gas station.
You love a gas station. I attempted to back into a parking spot. I can't even park normally, so I don't know where this confidence came from, but it should have stayed at home. As I'm trying to back up, I feel a little bump. Oops. I pull forward, get out of my truck. The man I just hit gets out looking angry.
Oh, no.
I put on my best dumb bitch with customer experience face to say, hey, sir, I am so sorry. I didn't see you. His face changes when he sees my 6-foot blue-collar boyfriend get out, too. My boyfriend asks how the car looks. There's a massive fucking dent on the side of his car.
Damn.
99% likely from my truck. But the man, who is clearly high as fuck on more than just some weed, goes, yeah, everything looks good, as he brushes the front of his truck. We made some small talk. I asked his name, Lynn. I keep that noted. My boyfriend asked, do you just want to call this good? Instant relief came across that man's face as he agreed to call it good.
Oh.
We get home. I'm kind of suspicious because I feel like I raw dogged the fuck out of his car and he wants to call it good.
Yeah, what's that man hiding?
Okay, this girl's right up our alley because she says, I do a little Facebook stalking with his first name and the town we live in. I end up finding his 5 profiles. It's not giving enough, though. So being the girly I am, I Google his name, then add arrested plus our town. I saw his picture front and center with the caption, alleged ranch rustler arrested in semi-stunt. Okay, she sent the article, and then she has some pictures that I'll show you. I don't know if she wants them up here, but this is from the GJ Sentinel. Alleged ranch wrestler arrested in semi-stunt. An alleged attempt to make off with a semi-truck full of salad dressing could result in 54-year-old Grand Junction man facing a felony charge of attempted theft of between $100,000 and $1 million. And another of first-degree criminal trespass of an auto vehicle. Lynn Ray Daniels, who appeared in court Friday, is accused of climbing into the semi, which was parked at exit 47 off Interstate 70 before 2 a.m. Thursday, while its driver slept in the cab. God. The driver told deputies he awoke to the sound of the ignition turning on and saw a man sitting in the driver's seat. The driver said when the two men made eye contact, the intruder allegedly said, oh, I thought this was my friend's truck, and quickly left.
We've heard that one before.
The driver said the semi-truck was locked, but that he had left the windows partially down as the weather was nice. The keys were left in the ignition, so he crawled through the window.
Damn.
And he almost got off. It says the driver told deputies that the semi-truck is worth about $150,000 and the trailer was worth about $35,000. The some 28,000 pounds of salad dressing inside the trailer, owned by Walmart, was valued at about $50,000.
Damn.
Daniels was issued a $3,000 cash-only bond Friday in county court. He is due back in April. This was in 2017. But our Geoff hit him, and that's karma. That's karma.
That's karma.
Yeah, you crawl into someone's window, you're getting your shit rocked.
Yeah.
Okay?
And speaking of, we're going to get our shit rocked if we don't open up some of these PO packages that you lovely Geoffs have been sending us.
Oh my God. We have
If I showed you the pile that we have right now, we're going to open up some of them today. So if you have sent us something in the past 6 months, here we are. Here we are to open them. We'll each...
Ooh.
This one has Christmas wrapping, which just makes me feel terrible because you're
terrible.
So nice.
You want to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. What's that?
Okay, it says, Dear Madison, Spencer, and Pups, please feel free to share on the podcast if you would like. Hello, my name is Jess. I've been a loyal Geoff for the past year, introducing you to all my close friends so we can laugh, cry, and sit in awe of all the topics of death discussed on your show. Love you for that.
Love that.
You see, me and my closest friends have all experienced some significant loss in our lives. In a span of 5 years, I lost my dad, brother, aunt, who was my best friend, grandma, and dog, all of which were unexpected, sans my grandma.
So sorry.
God, that's a fucking lot to do. You got
yeah.
put through the ringer. I spent countless sleepless nights riddled with anxiety about how death is inevitable. My death is inevitable. And I started questioning my life choices and feeling like my time was running out. I was 27, for goodness sakes, and healthy. What the hell was I doing wasting so much time worrying? Yikes. Relax, girl. You said it, but also we get it.
It's hard. Yeah.
Fast forward 10 years, December 2024, I had every intention on sending out these goodies for you to have in time for the holidays, but unfortunately, I had another death happen.
Oh.
My stepdad, but really just my second dad, who helped raise me since I was 5 years old, passed away. He had been fighting his second round of cancer 12 years after his first battle and always stayed the strongest person I've ever known. Wednesday, December 4th, his doctor finally broke the news that he would unfortunately not be able to cure this. Jesus, I'm
so
sorry. Thursday, he was put in hospice. Friday, I got the call from my mom that I needed to get back to California from Minnesota. I got there Sunday, and on Tuesday, he passed away peacefully at home, surrounded by me, my mom, his sister, and his dog. I think his fast decline was a testament to how strong he was. He must have been so sick. Like, we think he knew he was ill and this disease was definitely taking a toll, but he fought so hard each day to maintain a normal day-to-day life until basically the very end that it was still shocking. I thought of you guys quite a few times during my time in California with my dad before, during, and after his passing. Although it was one of the hardest things to go through, the information, confidence, and uplifting viewpoints on all things death were a comforting thing to reflect on. Now I get to add another urn to the urn shelf, and maybe I'll take them all on a trip to Palm Springs. Please do it. Now for the goodies that were meant to be a little holiday treat. My mom started making reusable bags when the new bag laws passed in California a few years back. Everyone in my family and all our friends love them and use them literally every day. I saw this fabric at the store and just knew I had to get it for you guys and me. And now we have matching shopping bags.
Aww.
These homemade bags for my mama come incredibly handy all the time and are washable. I hope you enjoy them as much as we do, and I'm pretty sure they can hold up to like 50 pounds.
Oh, shit.
Thank you for all that you do. I truly hope you know how impactful you are to all of us. Enjoy your bags. Your Geoff, Jess. And my bully / pity pups, Titan, Ziggy, and Toa, Polynesian word for warrior. Cheers. P.S. Thinking about the matching urns in Spencer's family that have the identification marks on the bottom to indicate who is hanging out in which urn. Probably should have done that with the extra ashes I have in a mason jar in my closet. I can't remember who they belong to.
Oh my God.
Oopsie. Take care. Jess, I love you so much.
I love you, Jess. I'm so sorry that you've had kind of a tough couple years, man.
Tough couple of life.
Wow, yeah. It's not really drinking alone if the dog is home. Hey, amen.
Madison.
Amen.
Hello, girlies. Happy holidays. Cheers to you this Christmas. Thank you for being with me and all of us on our drives to work. I hope you know how much you are appreciated. Wishing you all the joy and happiness this holiday season and into the new year. Much love, Jess and the pups.
Jess, you are the cutest.
You are the cutest. And now let's see these shopping bags.
Oh my God, how cute!
Wait, I have to show it like.
Okay, wait. I love these, and I love that they're wide. Hold on.
And I love that they're matching.
Wait.
Catch me at Trader Joe's.
So cute. Wait, go. Let's go.
These are so. I mean, as a new amateur sewer, these are pretty incredible. In the closet. It's so good. Oh my God, thank you so much, Jess. I'm just going to throw some lemons in here. I love it. Thank you, Jess. All right. You want to open one?
Thank you, Jess. Yes. Okay. Let me open. Where did it go? Here we go. Spencer.
What?
Oh, my God.
What?
It's our book.
Uh-huh.
And she's bedazzled. Look.
Are you
at her?
Kidding me?
Hold on. Oh, no way.
Oh my God, you're so cute. Merry Christmas.
Wait, let me see her.
From Brittany, Ruby.
Oh my God.
Nash.
So cute.
And Lux.
Are you fucking kidding me? Even the smoke is bedazzled.
Show that. That is.
Are you for real? You need to display this in here.
Yeah, it's.
Even our names.
I'll can't handle that.
Of all this too, so I can like put it in the.
And post it.
Yeah, and post it.
Oh, and I'm putting it up on the shelf that you guys can't see. I'm sorry, but it's front and center.
That is beautiful. Holy cow. Thank you so much, Brittany and the Shepherd gang. Look at how cute. Those are so cute.
You guys are the best. Bedazzled and shopping bags. I would say we're pretty spoiled by our Geoffs. If you have something you want to send to us, just know that we won't open it until a year later.
No, we will. We have a whole pile over here, and I'm looking at it, and I don't want to be greedy.
Uh-huh.
So we will space them out.
Space them out.
But thank you guys so much for everything you've ever sent us.
Yes.
It is just a dream come true.
So incredible, and we always appreciate all the little details, all the little effort. It's just incredible.
Thinking
you guys are the best.
Especially someone sat there and made something blows my mind.
So nice. But that is where we're going to leave it for the week. So you can come over, watch us on YouTube, or listen wherever you're regularly listening.
If you want more of us, we've got a Patreon.
Patreon.com/cultleader. But that's it for the week. We'll see you next week with some more coffin spinners.
And obituaries.
And dumb
ass
criminals. Goodbye.
Goodbye.